Earlier, we had hinted about Minneapolis and what's going on there, talking about legislation, trying to, reel in the wild west of the gig economy. Pretty much it's in their favor. Whatever they want to do, they can kind of get away with within, you know, relatively good terms for themselves, not necessarily for us as drivers. But the big thing is certain areas have made some differences, like Seattle, Tacoma, Washington State. We are loving what's going on there because it has probably the best rate. I mean, it has the best rates in the country, but it
By
has
far.
all of the other benefits included in it as well. It's still an independent contractor model. Everything is, great when it comes to that. It's gravy. We like it. If you don't know what the Seattle and Washington model is, make sure you go back, check out some of the videos that we've talked about exactly what that is. But, the other side of the coin is that now Minnesota is trying to do that. Minneapolis, the whole thing there. But now Chicago is also introducing their own ordinance, and it's going to be pretty interesting what's going to happen. So, Sergio.
Yeah, this is the next little fire. Look, Uber and Lyft play cat and mouse with local and state legislatures all the time. What do they say, Chris? We're gonna what? What are we gonna do?
For what?
When there's legislation, what is the first thing Uber and Lyft say?
Oh, we're gonna leave. We are not going to service the area anymore.
Okay, so here's the deal, people. Whoever's in Chicago, spread the word. We're coming. I'm going to have Lori from Chicago Jobs and Justice Group on. She's supporting this ordinance, and then we're going to show what the ordinance is. This is pretty much a carbon copy of what failed in Minneapolis City Council, because Mayor Frey, to his wisdom, vetoed it, just like the Minneapolis Governor Walz vetoed the similar bill a couple of months ago, right? So somehow, they play cat and mouse. We're gonna leave. Everybody's gonna lose their flexibility. Okay. Until today, they could do that. They could say that, and what happens? The legislature or the council, city council, or the state senators or House members, they buckle. They go, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do without Uber and Lyft?" I'm like, okay, I got you. Well, now we're in Chicago. Now we have a lot of people in Chicago. So I'm going to need your help, people in Chicago. Listen up and spread this word, please, please. This coming week, there's another rideshare company called Rides, W-R-I-D-Z. I'm sure some of you have heard in some cities, some states. Guess where they're, Chris? They're in Chicago already, Chris. Chicago, city of Chicago, right?
Ooh.
So next week, we're going to have the CEO of Rides, Steve Wright, on our channel. And he's going to explain how they'll be able to take over Chicago if Uber and Lyft say bye. I'm like, okay. Well, see, in Minneapolis, they didn't have somebody to replace them right away, right? So all the, now we have somebody immediately to replace Uber and Lyft if they leave. It's functioning. They're doing trips already in the city of Chicago. So next week, we're going to have him on, explain how they're ready to take over if they leave, if they play the cat and mouse game. Week after that, we're going to have Lori on from this outfit, Chicago Jobs and Justice Group, who is proposing this ordinance, which is pretty much the same with a little lesser rates, Chris. It's about $1.20 a mile, and then we'll see what they are on the next screenshot. This is pretty much the same thing. Total transparency, protection against unjust deactivation, higher miles and minute rates, all the usual stuff that everybody, all these people are trying to pass.
I like this one thing. It's automatically pay a clear and transparent 150% surge on all regular rides leaving the city. If the ride already carried a higher surge than 150%, the higher rate will prevail.
Yeah,
I like that.
They have a lot of good things in here. So, first of all, cap the cut that rideshare companies can take from each fare to 20%. Don't we want that? Don't we want to go back to 80-20 people? Yeah, we do, right? All right, require the TNP count. TNP is Transport Network Provider, instead of TNC, which is Transport Network Company. Companies notify drivers 7 days in advance of any suspension, and then they have the right to appeal. Currently, drivers can indefinitely be suspended or deactivated immediately after a trip, which I got like tons of emails again this week. Oh, I got deactivated. I don't know what I did wrong. First question, do you have a dash cam? No. Well, now we're screwed. Now we don't know what to do. Go get a display, right? Okay, anyway. Require passengers verification. That's what we want. Have everybody upload a freaking ID. How about that, right? A public assistance fund from which money can be allocated to provide service to drivers' vehicles at approved city locations for assistance in purchasing dividers or dash cams. There you go. An appeals process with the Department of Administrative Hearings to respond to suspensions or deactivations. Absolutely. So I'm supporting this bill 100% behind it. So if you're in Chicago, if you don't support this bill and Uber sends you an in-app message or Lyft saying that, oh, we're going to lose your flexibility, or we're going to leave, well, I want you to bombard the city councilman and alderman in called Chicago, and alderwoman, which we're going to try to have next week. Not next week. Next week is Steve Wright, who is the CEO of Rides. Week after, Lori, who is the sponsor of this bill, and some aldermen and alderwomen who are supporting this ordinance are going to come on, show me the money. And the vote is on the 17th. Today is what? The 29th. We got 19 days to push this as hard as we can. Whoever's in Chicago, please support us getting this through. Because if we don't get this, because pretty soon, I'm pretty sure all of you in Chicago are going to get in your apps. Oh, you're about to lose your flexibility. Oh, you're about to lose your freedom. Well, we have an answer for that this time. This time it's called RideShare. They're already operating in Chicago. Bye. Have a nice day. Okay? Now, please
don't fall for it.
Spread the word. And this is what we're going to do. I'm in 100% support of this ordinance. Okay? Here we go.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting over the next couple of weeks. And that's why I said earlier, too, you want to make sure that you're going to be on here Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, because of the next few ones that we have. Hey, Danny, if you need that bill, grassroots movement, check out the video that we put out called The Playbook regarding Seattle and Washington, what they did. It's basically spat out, in 5 steps, how they were able to get what they were able to do. So if you want to, spearhead that, that's definitely, the beginning of it.
Okay, so whoever's in Chicago and is watching this later, please, connect with your aldermen and alderwomen who are in support or even against this bill. I would like to have them on Show Me the Money with Lori in 2 weeks. Okay, warning, advance. Advance notice. We have 2 weeks. Get these people on. Hear their voices. I am 100% support of this bill. It covers pretty much everything that drivers want nationwide. Okay. That it includes, higher mile and minute rates, none of this upfront bullshit, mumbo jumbo, hocus pocus, shaving, slicing, dicing shit. So there you go. We have 2 weeks, people. Let's get to work.
Well, make sure we know Lenny Sanchez too. So apparently he's a big
whoever bring it down. Okay, there you go. Steve, RideShare Rodeo. Sergio, you can put me in touch. Bring him on, Steve. You're my agent, buddy. There we go.
Awesome.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.